Developing tonight, Russia is stepping up its aggression in Syria. NATO's Secretary General confirming that Vladimir Putin has sent ground troops into Syria. And that is not all. Russia is also invading Turkish airspace. NATO Secretary General calling these actions unacceptable, dangerous, and reckless. But is there anything the United States can and should do to combat Russia's aggression? Illinois Representative and Air National Guardsman Adam Kinzinger goes on the record. Good evening, sir.
Hey. Hi.
All right. What's Putin up to?
Well, look, it's a couple of things. Number one, he wants to prop up Bashar al-Assad. But I think at the bigger scale, Russia has not really had a role in the Middle East. Very important part of the world. It's all we talk about, basically, since the end of the Cold War. This is Russia's reintroduction to the Middle East. And they have gone full throttle now into Syria. Remember, initially, Putin, there was going to be no airstrikes, and then there were going to be no ground troops. You cannot take this guy at his word. His intention is to prop up Assad so that he maintains his military presence in the Middle East and, frankly, pushes out the United States.
Was some of the equipment that he has moved into Syria is equipment that you use to fight an air force? ISIS doesn't have an air force. So what in the world is he moving that equipment in there for?
I think he's setting up for the potential. Now, I'm not going to say he's going to implement his own no-fly zone, but he's setting up for the potential of anything that could happen. Let's say he begins bombing or accidentally bombs American assets or accidentally shoots down an American airplane in the process. The natural reaction from NATO or from Turkey with his interdiction into Turkey would be maybe to bomb his assets in Syria or at least threaten them. So these are defensive against it.
Turkey's part of NATO.
Yeah.
So when they flew into Turkey's airspace, that's actually flying into NATO's airspace.
It is.
I mean, what can Turkey do to get NATO to step in and try to at least begin to stop this creeping aggression?
Well, look, I think we have to be very strong to say this is done. We're done with this. It's going to stop. Turkey needs to be flying.
We had red lines. I mean, nobody. I mean, like, you know, we had a red line. I mean,
I don't. What does a red line mean anymore? Really? I mean, I don't. You should call it a green line or something. But I think Turkey needs to have combat air patrols. We should probably join them in defending Turkish airspace. Obviously, an incursion is not enough to really start World War III, but it needs to be very clear that this will not happen again. And if it does, we interdict by shadowing the Russian aircraft or whatever. And look, when it's all said and done, NATO has got to be very clear that any violation of Russia or of Turkey or any attack on Turkish space means that it's an Article 5 violation of NATO, and it means an attack against one is attack against all. And trust me, Putin will not do this if he knows we're serious.
Well, I still can't get over the fact that Putin was in New York last week meeting with President Obama, and I think it was the next day or the day after, is that his general walks into the embassy in Iraq and says you have 1 hour to clear the airspace in Syria.
Right. Well, think
how do we not? How did our intelligence let that slip by? How did our Defense Department slip by? How did the President Obama get slicked by that? I mean, is anyone paying attention to this?
I feel like what's going on right now is it's like, you know, the big kid that gets pushed around by the little kid, and everybody's
Which one are
we'll
we?
just push back. We're the big kid getting pushed around right now. We have the ability to come in and change the landscape. Russia's economy is basically the size of Italy. You know, Italy is pushing around, in essence, the greatest superpower in the world, and President Obama's letting it happen. And he's not bombing ISIS. If he's bombing ISIS, it's for window dressing. He is bombing the moderate doctors, teachers, pharmacists that the president talked about 5 years ago.
And I hope that you mean that Afghanistan thing was pretty bad. But anyway.
But that's the Taliban's fault.
No. Anyway, it's the Taliban. It is. Anyway, Congressman, nice to see you, sir.
You bet. Thank you.